stop in at BBI real fast. They have a open house tonight, and I would have loved to drive the 3RS here, but I didn't get a chance to because I got the West Coast is out. It's so late. And as soon as we pull up, there's some pretty cool stuff here.
Oh yeah. You want to Raptor so bad.
This is that 4.1 liter 993. You guys remember that BBI video I just posted? I did some insight on this, but dude, I couldn't see this because this car wasn't on the lift. But wow, look at this custom fab exhaust work. Yo, this is sick. So clean. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at the drive shaft. See a drive shaft right there going all the way through. Sitting it? Oh man.
You want?
Oh crap. All right, yeah, I'll take. Oh, I can hold it. Awesome, appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, you know how to get in this thing.
That's.
You guys did a badass job, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Oh, man.
The drive shaft is your armrest.
Dude, we saw it all the way from the back. That's what I was looking at. I was like, the drive shaft all the way through.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty crazy.
Dude, I'm so... Yo, you're not going anywhere. All right, now the mission to get out.
It's a bit harder, I'm gonna be honest here. There's no graceful way to do it.
All right, maybe I should put the leg out.
Wait, I put a leg, yeah, there you go. You can step on the carbon, it can take like an absurd amount.
Luckily, I had on sweats, because if I had jeans on, I would have ripped them. Oh man, sick. Woo. Wow. Well, that's a once in a lifetime right there. I could say I actually sat in the Hoonipigasus Peak monster, man.
Pig.
Yeah, it's the Hoonipig. This is sick. Wow.
Cool car.
Dmitriy, you know I got some questions for you about this, man. Got some questions for you, man.
Nah, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the nerdy stuff, man. What are you
So-
talking about?
So what's the weight on this, Dmitriy?
What is the word on this?
The weight.
Oh, weight.
Yeah.
She's a little hefty at just over 2,600 pounds.
Really? I thought it.
Heftier than we would like.
Right. So how long did it take you guys to put this car together?
I think from almost zero digital data to a full car is like 4.5 to 5 months.
Wow. So at first it was just a vision, and then
Well, for about 10 years, Joe Scarbo had like an idea of what this thing could look like.
Yeah.
It could be in terms of like a nice wide body, modernized 911. And then once we got this project committed, it spiraled into what this is, you know, high downforce, mid-engine, like 1,600 horsepower, crazy all-wheel drive setup.
This is insane. This is so insane.
Thank you.
And what was the starting chassis for this? What did you what was this originally that you started on?
I wouldn't say there's a starting chassis per se.
Uh-huh.
The starting visual reference is like an early 911. The roof line is much like an early 911,
Right.
964, 993. We wanted to really keep the proportions of an early car because they're small, and they just to give it that retro look, which was really hard to do because the powertrain is huge. The driveline is huge.
Dude, I was looking at the drive
tires are
shaft.
huge.
The drive shaft running all the way through the...
Everything is so big. I mean, you see where the position of the taillights.
Yes,
That's where they are in a narrow body 911. So you can see how much more we've gained.
Yeah. Wow.
With a little more function, you know. But it's just crazy how, you know, even when you like say like, you know, door to door, this is a regular 911. But then like our engine reaches out to the outsides of the car, right? So like it's just really hard to package in something that tiny, which was an interesting challenge, but I think more interesting that we were able to achieve this retro look while maintaining all this technology inside of it, you know.
And what was the motor? What's the
So
motor's from?
the engine is from a GT 991 GT3R, but engine, I mean, like, it's you know, the block, the head, some of the valve train. But then we went combed through it. You know, it's new internals, optimized valve train just to handle the boost and everything else. So like,
holy crap!
But the GT3R engine breathes really nicely, so it's a really good starting point. So we don't need to reinvent any of that.
Right. I mean,
just add some
you don't need to
turbochargers.
wait. You just say you don't need to reinvent any of that, and we're looking at this whole machine here. Now look, this is.
Well, there's
This
some
whole thing,
reinvention
yeah,
going on.
it's a whole
But you know, if we didn't have to reinvent the heads, that'd be
Right.
great, you know, like, we didn't reinvent the roots.
So you cut corners somewhere, but everywhere
no corners were cut.
Yeah, right.
Just some reinvention.
Oh man, this is sick, man. Seeing this in person, because it's like when I saw this, when you guys debuted this, and then when I saw it online, you know, like I always say, it's different when you see it online, right? But then now when you see it in person, and you can actually see the full, like the fine details of the the build. It's insane, man, what you guys put into this.
Which you can't get online or anywhere else.
No.
Is what it sounds like when it runs.
So I tell people they got to come out and see this stuff, man.
Yeah.
They got to come out and see this stuff.
You have to.
It's a different experience, man.
When you see it in the reel and you hear it in the reel, it's a whole.
It sounded insane.
Like these kids over here, like they're car people for life now. I think. You know? So it's like
they're sold, man.
they're sold. I would be sold. I'm sold down.
Where else are you gonna see something like this? Right?
I mean, you could go to like Long Beach Grand Prix, but even then, it's not quite as like you're never gonna see a vintage car,
right?
With high tech stuff, you know. Like you're gonna see all the modern stuff, you know. And then, you know, 20 feet behind a rope, and you know.
And it's, I mean.
But here, we want people to touch it, feel it, see it.
I thank you guys for even letting me sit in it, man. And that was just an experience in itself. That was awesome, man. Awesome.
I always joke that like people are worried, like, oh, they'll kick the side of it, they'll hit. I'm like, if you can't survive that, you probably shouldn't go on a hill climb.
right.
Like, if you can't survive your child, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Because I saw everybody was panicking because they saw the kids up front, like running around and stuff. Wow.
It's a race car.
Yo.
And my weight on it is nothing compared to the 5,000 pounds of downforce it's supposed to say.
Oh man, Dmitry, this is awesome build, bro. So you're gonna break down the difference between the GT3RS and the normal GT3 like I had of like this generation, the 991.
Yeah. So first thing is you have a lot more width in the back because it's a wide body car, right? So you have more tires. The front is probably a little more generous, but like very similar. The biggest thing that I think on these things is that the RSs come with monoball suspension, which means you have like the GT3s are all rubber everywhere.
Really?
The RSs are all monoball, so you don't have any rubber in the suspension, which means it's precise. It's very razor sharp. They're sprung a little differently because of the high, like more downforce in the car. But I think maybe the sway bars are a little different, but the biggest thing really is just the chassis is more rigid and just more.
Are the sway bars carbon? No.
What's that?
The sway bars, are they carbon?
No. I know in the 991.2 Wysock cars.
Oh yeah, you're right. In the Wysock they carbon. Yes.
Which is just a weight savings. But really, like when we upgrade anything on the 991s, it's we put our control arms with the monoball. But the RSs come with them.
Yeah. So there's really nothing.
Too much to do.
But Tim suggested that, and I wanted to maybe try to arrange something with you guys before it gets shipped out. But Tim suggested that he said if I lower the car a little bit and do the alignment.
So the factory alignment on all these cars is like it's kind of like a safety thing, right? So it promotes understeer, right? So that if you catch yourself in a weird situation, the car just going straight, right?
Really?
So what we do is we change the rake, we lower it a little bit, and we change the alignment to help you rotate the car around a corner. It changes the dynamic quite a bit.
Wow.
Right, so like bringing it back to what it's supposed to feel like, not what it's shipped as. Right? So like when they're shipped, they're really conservative. So we add camber, we change the toe settings, we lower it a little bit, make it give it a stance, and we change the rake, and then we can also corner balance the car. It's a pretty big difference. Yeah, like stock for stock car, like it's a. I'm
trying to see if I could do something in getting the car over here from over there before they ship it. Yeah. Because it's almost like 2 hours. Well, outside of traffic, what was it, like an hour and 15 minutes? So yeah, if I could get over here before they ship, because I don't think they're gonna ship it out until probably the end of next week.
So you can delay that, right?
Yeah, I could delay it whenever.
I mean, it's like an alignment usually takes us like a day and a half.
Yeah.
Like just part of it just to set up, but like, it's pretty easy. Like I wouldn't do any parts. I would just change the alignments.
That's what he said.
So that it's just like.
That's what Tim said.
When you get the car, it's like dialed in for corner.
Oh man, I'm excited.
Maybe a little more like. Maybe a little like different than tire wear and things like that, but it's a whole different animal. Like I get why Porsche ships them like that way, but I think it's better when they're slightly adjusted. and you immediately feel the difference. You just gain confidence in the chassis, and also you'll see like you'll just see the impact on how it rotates. You know, it'll want to rotate, which means it's like it can also over rotate, which is oversteer, right? But then if you have a good feel for the car, then you're not going to get it there, and you'll appreciate the ease of rotation, which is nicer because it just like you have that much more confidence they're cornered.
Yeah.
Adding camber in the front, whereas the inner side of the tire,
right? But
means you can lean on it more in the front. You know, like it's a big difference.
Is there any other changes that they did between the normal GT3 and the RS?
I think the RS makes more power. Slightly, there's a little bit in the engine.
Oh well, it's a 4.0 from the 3.8 also, right? So that's the big thing. Because the dot ones had the 3.8, and then
dot ones had a 3.8. And then the dot twos were a 4, right?
Yeah, dot twos were 4, and the dot one RS is 4.
The RS were 4.
Yeah. Is that the same motor in the dot one? In the dot 1 3RS 4, and then going to the dot 2?
I think there's like some evolutionary changes in there, but not like it's incremental. It's not like a 992, you know.
Gotcha. The only thing different is probably like the PDK, right? Probably just as far as like the tuning, maybe, or
I don't think so. If anything, not too much. But that being said, like M Engineering has some really nice PDK calibration. Like there's some stuff to tune on these things that like spices them up a little bit, like makes them quicker, more dynamic. But the biggest thing on GT3 versus RS is just the chassis, width in the back and the monoball. And
right, because
it's just dialed in.
Because this is the wider chassis because it shares the turbo chassis, right?
Turbo chassis.
Yeah, because it has the air ducts in it. Dude, like I said, as soon as I drove that 3RS, I felt the instant difference, and I assumed that it was like more visual.
No, but I mean, like,
you know,
in the back is one thing, but like when you have all these, like the inner bearings here, the solid bearing here, and then the nice bearing up top, like when this is all dialed in, like it's just razor sharp, you know, and you're gonna feel that immediately.
Dude, the car feels so much more precise.
But we do that to the GT3s, but they don't come like that, you know. So
you have to upgrade to that, right?
Stock GT3 to stock RS, like that's the biggest difference. They want you to see that.
Do people do an upgrade to make it like close to the Y-Sock, or is the Y-Sock just weight savings?
I wouldn't do anything like that.
Yeah, just weight savings, right?
We have a spring package for the RSs that we feel is better. It adds compliance in the back, a little more platform up front. Yeah. It's better for like bumpier canyon roads kind of thing. So, which means all it does, like the spring package allows the rear tires to stay on the ground more, so you don't lose traction.
Gotcha.
You know? And then it goes back to alignment.
And another question, talking about wheels, I know non-PCCB, I see guys do 19s with a chubby tire.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Is that okay, or just a look kind of thing they just do it for?
I mean, if you're just cruising around and you're doing canyon runs or you're doing some light track days, I mean, I would like the best wheel and tire package is what comes on it, and if you can run Sport Cup 2s.
Yeah, that's what's on it.
That's like you can explore going to 19s, but then usually the guys are looking into like slicks.
Because my car has PCCBs, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I was thinking, because I know that it comes with the 20s and 21s.
You can run 19s, Forge Line 19s on PCCB.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
It's a tight.
It's tight.
It's a tight fit.
Yeah.
But again, you're really looking to run that if you want to do like slicks or like really sticky tires.
Gotcha.
If you just want a multi-purpose vehicle, the closest thing to that is just stick to Sport Cup 2s. Or if you really want to, then do the Cup 2Rs. Which is like the really expensive. And I was actually considering dropping the rears down to 20s and do 20s all around, but it's no point, right? Just leave it. I mean, it's like these things are like as tough as it is to admit as a tuner shop, they're really well done. Porsche does a really good job. Porsche does a really like there's a soundbite right there. But like Porsche does a really good job.
Yeah.
Hard to beat. Spent some time in the 992 GT3, I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm a car guy.
Nice.
So that says a lot, right?
Nice.
Like, so I mean, honestly, for longevity and balance and having a proper experience that you don't have to worry about, just keep it closer to stock.
And just do
change
the
alignment things, change the little things that make a difference that we just didn't want to ship it with. But aside from that, keep it.
So I'm gonna talk to the guys at West Coast and see if we could arrange something to get it over here. And have you guys just do the alignment for me, and then it would be awesome because this is a once kind of like, it's not like the cars in New York and I would have to ship it all the way here. Well, I'm here to take advantage of it.
We'll do a full inspection on it just to make sure, I'm like OCD a little bit, so I like to, like, if I get a new car, I like to do all the fluids on it, like to make sure that they're done, that I know that they're done, you know, like, so it's up to you, but like maybe a brake flush and an alignment, that's like bare minimum. You know, and then it's
down,
good to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you. I think it's, I guess Justin. I'll have to probably set it up.
Justin, myself, yeah. Usually Anderson is the guy.
Yeah. Dmitry, you got to give me a number before I leave here, so we can set it. So we can set something up, man.
Let's do it.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I mean, there's always been my dream car to have. No, not that. No, the GT3RS. This is new. But because ultimately I really wanted the 992.
Take care.
Ultimately, I really wanted the 992 GT3.
That's a great car. Very pricey.
Yeah, but
it's like more pricey than it should be.
How do you feel between that and the 992, a 991 GT3RS to a 992 GT3? Because everybody
knowing what's going on in the front of the 992 GT3,
it's just
I'll
insane.
take the 992. It's just, you can't beat physics.
You can't beat
and suspension geometry is a thing. You cannot
beat it.
You can't beat that.
I think people just like that more, the 991s more, because they feel like it's more visceral. I guess because
if I had my choice, I'd buy a 997.
Really?
So talk about like if you want a visceral experience,
really
go back to a slightly more analog car.
Yeah.
And like 997 RS or 997 GT3, just Metzger manual like all day long, right? If you want the latest and greatest and all the the wealth of technology, 992 GT3. Yeah.
How do you feel about the RS coming out?
That car is insane.
That's not even.
That is insane.
Oh man.
I've seen him in person. Like it's a beautiful machine. The only thing I would say, Porsche started to deviate from their core principles of creating a race car for the street by they've taken away the trunk.
Dude, it's a whole.
Which is like now I feel like is a violation of the principle of the 911, right? Like.